Welcome back to my channel, Data with Noms. Today I'm going to be talking about how I got a 2-2 from a non-tech degree in my undergraduate to land in a data internship role the following summer. Let's get straight to it. So first off, this video is not to boast about my achievements. This video is just to purely help people who went through the same struggles that I did or who want to get into the data industry. So my journey started at my engineering degree where I graduated with a 2-2, or for my American viewers, a GPA of 3. Throughout my degree, I was involved in a lot of projects where I was given some type of brief and had to solve it within a team and then present it to engineers within a given deadline. But I realized, especially during my last year, that I did not enjoy my degree. So I did enjoy the content of my degree. I specialized in geotechnical engineering, so it was a lot of foundations, soil mechanics, which I didn't particularly find interesting, but I did enjoy other aspects of my course. So that's the problem solving, the teamwork, sort of the data aspects and the critical thinking. So instead of going straight into engineering from September, I decided to take a risk and take some time out to figure out what I wanted and if the data industry is something that I would want to get into. So after realizing I didn't want to do engineering, I decided to do a lot of certifications, a lot of theory work to figure out what is data, what is a data analyst, how do they work, how do they operate, what sort of projects and things would they be working on. So I decided to take the Google Data Analytics certification. Just hearing a bunch of reviews online and watching different YouTube videos and looking at the reviews for the certification, I thought this would be a really good start for me to learn the basics of what it means to be a data analyst and how a data analyst thinks, and if this is even something I would want to do in the future. If you guys want me to break down how I found the certification overall, then please let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to make another video. So after completing the certification, I realized that I did want to be a data analyst and it sounded something that I would want to do in my future, and taking in a lot of the soft skills that I learned from my degree. It was then recommended to me that I take the DP900 certification with Microsoft, focusing on data fundamentals, which I really enjoyed, which I'll break down properly in another video. So because I had a lot of time on my hands and a bit of money saved up from different side hustles, I was able to complete the Google Data Analytics certification within 2 to 3 months, and I was able to pass the Azure DP900 certification within another month. So it took me approximately 3 months to learn all the theory and for me to realize that I did want to get into the data industry. So this all took place from September to December. So now it's 2024 and I had all this knowledge on the theory of what it means to be a data analyst and what a data analyst is and the basic skills needed to become one, which included Excel, SQL and Power BI. So at this point I was excited to get into the data industry, so I applied to so many jobs. Any jobs that began with data or analyst or business intelligence, anything that had the word analyst in it, I would just apply for it, since a lot of the job descriptions were quite similar. But I quickly realized that my lack of experience and my lack of not having a data degree or a tech degree was really holding me back. So I decided to switch strategies and focus on doing project work and getting experience without actually getting hands-on experience in the company, because I wasn't able to get my foot in the door. So at this point I started talking to a bunch of people on LinkedIn, looking at the previous experiences, finding people who'd done the same degrees as me, who are around the same age as me, who had a similar career path and was in a position that I want to be in the future. So once I found people who matched that specification, I started connecting with all of them and asked so many questions about their journey, their thoughts and any advice they had for me. And it was through these conversations that I realized the importance of projects. And I realized that no matter how much theory I had, if I wasn't able to showcase them in a project, then the hiring managers wouldn't be able to tell if I'm able to apply everything that I've learned. And it suddenly made so much sense as to why I kept getting rejected and I wasn't able to get my foot in the door. I had no tech degree, no experience, and no projects to showcase any of my skills. But because of all the work that I put into getting those first 2 certifications, I really thought that I was going to be able to get a job just through those certifications alone. So instead of looking for jobs, I decided to start looking for boot camps. There are so many boot camps that cost 10k, 15k, 30k, and it was really tough to find one that was a good fit for me and my financial situation. But I knew for me personally, doing a bootcamp was the next best step, because I needed a structured but intense program where I can make mistakes, create projects, and apply all the skills that I've learned in my theory to then showcase to different recruiters. In the end, I was lucky to find a free bootcamp that took on recent graduates from a non-tech degree and give them all the essential skills to become a data analyst or to get into the data industry. So this bootcamp lasted for about a month, and every Friday we had to present our dashboards to the rest of the cohort and the coaches, and this was back to back for the whole month. And although it was really intense, it really helped me to build confidence in my data analyst skills, and it helped me to apply everything that I've learned in a short space of time. I was able to do 4 projects within a month, and without that bootcamp it would have taken me about 4 months to learn all the skills necessary to create dashboards like the ones I created. in the bootcamp. So at the end of the bootcamp, I came out with an Excel project, an SQL project, and 2 Power BI projects. And if you guys want a step-by-step walkthrough of how I created my Excel project, then click the link in my description where I walk through the whole project step by step, and you guys can download the dataset and follow along. And if you guys want more information about bootcamps or the bootcamp that I done, then let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to make another video. So now I had all the theory in my head, I knew I had a passion for wanting to get into the data industry, and I had hands-on experience through the projects that I'd done through this bootcamp. I also decided to do a whole new job search strategy compared to the one I did back in January. So if you guys want more details on what changes I made to secure a role in the end, then please check the description where I made another video on how I changed my job strategy to land an internship. So once I applied my new strategy and I had the practical experience and I had the theory knowledge and the soft skills that I built throughout my degree, I was able to get 6 interviews within a month. For the first 3 interviews, I got to the final stage, but I realized that once you pass all the initial stages of the technical assessments and the initial screening, I realized that the hiring manager that I was being interviewed by at the end didn't really care about my technical skills anymore because they already knew I could do it. What they really wanted to know was whether I was a good fit for the company and if my personality matched the company culture. Because it doesn't matter how smart you are or how good you are at what you do, if you're not able to connect with the hiring manager, or if the hiring manager doesn't believe you're able to connect with the team, then they're not going to want you in the company. So once I realized this, I decided to look into every hiring manager that I was being interviewed by in the final stage, to look at the degrees, type of work experience that I've done, and anything that we can resonate or connect on. And for me in the end, what really connected with the hiring manager was my extracurricular activities. So this was the sports that I was doing for my university and some of the societies that I was involved with. So the interview where I got an offer was an interview where it was an hour long, and half it was about all my technical skills and all the things I've done in the past, and the second half was more about my personality and the things that we had in common. So by the end of that month, I had 6 interviews and received my first offer for a data internship in a fintech company. And I found out that there were so many other people who were definitely more capable than me who had data degrees, but in the end, the reason why I was able to get that role was because of all the preparation and work that I'd done this previous year and me being able to connect with the hiring manager. So what really matters is not about the type of grade that you get, it's not about the type of degree that you've done, it's really about how determined you are to get into the data industry and learning from all your mistakes over time. So this was such a long process. It took me about 9 months altogether to get through all the theory, to get all the certifications, to learn from my mistakes in terms of job strategy, to getting through the bootcamp, and to finally applying everything that I've learned and finally landing a role for the summer. For some people it takes much longer, for some people it's a lot quicker, but overall it can be a long and tedious process and you can get really drained over time. But if you keep doing projects, showcasing your portfolio, growing your network, you will eventually get the role that you want. If you have any questions, then please let me know in the comments. If you want a step-by-step walkthrough for an Excel project, then please check the description. And if you also want to know exactly how I changed my job strategy in terms of CV, cover letters, and using LinkedIn, then that will also be in the description. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.